1350 AM, The Ticket.
All right, welcome back. Touchdowns for tickets. Round 2 today, sponsored by Cloverdale Plumbing. KC, you were lucky caller number 9. How's that feel, KC? Bring it.
Feels good, man. How you doing, fellas?
We're doing great, man. Let's see if we can go 11 for 11 on this. Holy smokes, Casey. We are taking you back to Boise State versus Colorado State from last year. Bob Beeler on the call. JP, get ready to press pause halfway through this clip. Then, Casey, we're coming back to you, and we just need a yes or no. Does the play end in a touchdown? You ready, Casey?
I'm ready.
Green fakes it to Helani. Throwing the ball right side. Receiver out there at the 10. The ball's caught by Cobbs. Cobbs fighting his way.
Yes or no, Casey's shadow?
I'm going to go no.
Green fakes it to Helani. Throwing the ball right side. Receiver out there at the 10. The ball's caught by Cobbs. Cobbs fighting his way inside the 5. Another completion by Green. This one for 27 yards. And Green continuing to improve. He's now 7 of 8.
It is my understanding that we're supposed to play ball.
Join the club. Casey, you and 17,000 other people in the Treasure Valley might have a chance to become Boise State season ticket holders tomorrow.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Oh, just kidding. Casey's 1 of 11, Prater, but Prater, we're 11 for 11 this week.
That is insane. That is insane. Each growing record, it just blows me away, Ballgame.
All right, we have one more round of touchdowns for tickets we'll do next hour, probably after the Kellen Moore interview, which we're now just a few minutes away from, about 35, 40 minutes away from Kellen Moore being on this program. Until then, let's have a little bit of fun. If you guys heard us in the beginning of the program, you heard us talk about the annual Cumulus Boise Potluck. We work for the company Cumulus Radio. There's 5 stations in the building, a bunch of people who work here doing various types of jobs within radio. And we had a big potluck today. And I was very observant on this, Prater, and I thought this would make a good addition of fair or foul potluck behavior.
Let's do it.
You were taking notes?
I was, JP. I was
Uh-oh.
taking pictures. I was taking notes. I got a lot of good information here. Great stuff to ask. Let's learn a little bit about Prater and JP on this one. Prater, I'll start with you. Fair or foul behavior? Eating alone in your cubicle or office after getting your plate of food. Fair or foul?
Yeah, that's considering I did that today. I would have to consider that fair. First of all, we didn't have a lot of space. We have a very small building here, very small office room. Not a lot of chairs. As a matter of fact, we can't even find chairs around here sometimes. But so yeah, I took my food and went back to my cubicle.
JP, fair or foul?
I think that's foul behavior. I think that you need to try, even if you have to kind of stand and down your lunch.
Yeah.
I think you need to try to hang out with your coworkers if you can.
So because the company couldn't afford more chairs, when we have a company potluck, I have to stand in the corner with my plate of food.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to my cubicle with my plate too, my plates. I had a couple of them. I had a bowl and a plate, and I just didn't have space to eat, man. And, hey, I'm still working. We're prepping here. Anyway, all right. What do you guys think? Play at home. Next one, JP. Bringing store-bought cookies to a company potluck. Is that fair or foul?
I'm going to say that's fair behavior. How can I argue with that? I bring store-bought Mac salad. Now, I want it to be known that next year, if you do it again and you bring store-bought desserts for the 3rd straight year,
yeah,
that's a trend, John.
That's what I do. I bring the store-bought dessert.
Yeah. So I'm going to say if I did it and I get crap for it, next year 3, if you do it, we need to give you some crap.
Prater, you never do that, I don't think. You made the homemade meatballs. I don't know if they're homemade meatballs, but I mean, it's homemade.
Yeah.
Thing,
Yeah.
Fair or foul to bring a store-bought cookie package.
As long as we're talking dessert, I think it's okay. It's completely fair as long as we're talking desserts. I mean, making cookies, making cakes, making pies. By the way, who brought the freaking pies? Who's going to eat a pie at a potluck?
I'm getting to that.
Nobody touched the pie. I mean, and I love pie, but it just sat there. Don't bring a pie to a potluck.
There were 2 pies there.
Yeah, that's not
They're
very
hard to cut.
Yeah.
Oh, look, you got to grab and go, man. It's quick, dude. You got to keep your head on a swivel, dude.
I have no problem bringing the pre-made desserts to a potluck.
That's a good one. Okay, JP. Actually, this is Prater. not indicating what you're going to bring to the potluck on the indication sheet, which we have. You have to write down about 3 weeks in advance what you're going to bring. Is it fair, foul not to do that? You still bring something, but you don't let anybody know what you're bringing.
Yeah, I'm not a team player, so I didn't sign the sheet. And you said indication sheet? You mean like a sign-up sheet?
Yeah.
What the hell's an indication sheet?
A sign-up sheet.
I indicate that I am bringing nothing to the potluck. I don't always participate. I'm not the company corporate team player kind of guy, but sometimes I do. Today I did. I did not sign the sheet, but I promise you, every single time I come, I'll bring something that nobody else is bringing.
JP, is it fair or foul not to participate in the sign-up sheet?
I don't think you need to. I mean, I was at least surprised and pleasantly surprised when Prater brought some the meatballs.
Yeah.
And there was some other stuff I think that wasn't on the list. So I think it's okay as long as you're not, if you don't sign up, then don't bring something that somebody else is bringing.
That's the problem I have.
Yeah.
If there were Prater brought meatballs and somebody else brought meatballs and the other person signed up on the sign-up sheet that said, I am bringing meatballs. Now Prater's showing me up on the meatballs.
Or maybe after I leave work every day, I look at the sign-up sheet to see what's on there. Because I'm a little smart that way. I'm a little strategic that way.
Yes, he is.
One of my other tricks is, and I do this for parties all the time, I'm not bringing your crap to the party, but I will call you an hour before I show up to the party and ask you what you need to bring the missing piece. 5 bags of ice. I need more beer. I need pie. I need something. So I'm either bringing what I want to bring, or you call the host, or in this particular case, the marketing director. What do you need? And you go pick it up real quick.
All right, fair or foul continues. Potluck etiquette, JP, taking some leftovers home that weren't yours. You didn't bring it, but they kind of hang around, and you can make a plate and take that sucker home. Fair or foul?
I think that's absolutely fair. If there's, if the potluck is over, the lunch is over at 12:45, nobody's hanging around, and there's food there,
make it to go plate, take it home.
Make it to go plate and slap it in the fridge. Slap your name on it with a sticky note. I'm
with you on that one, JP Prater.
It's probably fair, but it seems kind of weird. It almost seems kind of gross.
It kind of is. It's kind of shitty.
It doesn't surprise me that you two said that, because you know what? In 25 years, actually in 40 years of stupid corporate potlucks, I don't think I've ever seen anybody take a plate home afterwards. You throw the crap in the garbage and you move on, baby.
I did tell our engineer, Travis, I said, Travis, if that mac salad that's in the fridge, anything that's left over, if you want to take it home, be my guest.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for your macaroni and salad?
You're 7 ounces of mac. Nobody finished your 7 ounces of mac salad?
JP, that had to have been finished.
No, it was in the fridge, so apparently there was a little bit left.
Okay, all right.
Apparently it wasn't as popular as I thought it might be.
Shocking.
Okay, Prater, this is an interesting one. Bringing condiments only, no food, but you bring a bottle of ketchup or a can of salsa or a thing of mustard. You bring the condiments to the party. Is that fair or foul behavior to bring?
Unless the host asks you to bring that, that's probably foul. That seems a little weird to me. I mean, if you're going to bring salsa, bring chips. I mean, it seems like that would be something JP would do. He would bring just the salsa and not bring the chips, or bring the chips and not bring the salsa. The ketchup and mustard is kind of weird. That's really weird. Don't do that.
Okay, JP, condiments. That's what you bring. Maybe you can fill it out on the sign-up sheet. I'm bringing ketchup and mustard or whatever.
I think that's foul. I mean, what happens if a guy shows up, with a bunch of little packets of Taco Bell taco sauce that he's
I have one. If it's mild sauce, I'm going to put some of that on mine.
No, that's foul.
Okay.
Sign up for something.
Okay. I saw somebody do this today. Someone did eat the pie. Somebody had a piece.
What kind of pie was it, by the way?
I think there was an apple and a cherry. I
Okay.
think there's 2. And this is huge. And JP, I'm starting with you. Putting cheese on apple pie, fair or foul?
I think it's totally fair. I've heard of it. I would never do it. I mean, if I'm going to eat pie, I'm just going to eat the pie with maybe some ice cream or whipped cream or something. But I've heard of people that like cheese on apple pie. I've heard of that.
So it's fair for you.
Absolutely fair.
I can't even comprehend this. People do this, Prater? Cheese on apple pie, fair or foul, man?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. But again, with JP, if somebody likes that stuff, then go for it.
Does anybody out there text me on that? Help me. I mean, that's a thing? Putting cheese on apple pie? What? Doesn't make any sense.
You've never heard of that?
I've kind of heard of it, yes, and it kind of grosses me out. All right. How about bringing a spicy dish and not labeling it as a spicy, whether it's a chili or a salsa, and you like the spice and you know it's rather spicy, and a lot of people like spicy food. Hell yeah. But you don't label it. Prater, is it fair or foul not to label the spicy?
Yeah, I would imagine that's foul because now you're messing with another person and another person's body. You don't have to label it, but make sure you let everybody know, or maybe you have a reputation for liking spice or something like that. So, yeah, I mean, if you bring jalapeno poppers, I don't think you need a sign to tell people that it's jalapeno poppers.
We had those today.
Yeah,
no,
and
no,
jalapeno poppers. No, I didn't see
Never
jalapeno
mind,
poppers,
never
and they don't have to be spicy. You can take the seeds out of the jalapeno poppers, but just either label it or just stand around and let people know.
Trying to think of what somebody would bring that's spicy, like chili. Or, okay, I think if you're bringing
salsa.
chili,
Meatballs.
Yeah, meatballs.
I don't think it's foul. I think it's fair to not let people know if it's spicy or not.
Seriously?
When you get a big bowl of chili and you take a bite and it's super spicy, you're like, damn.
Do you realize that Bob Beeler would end up in the hospital if he has spicy food?
Really?
Bob Beeler.
You realize that?
I did not realize that.
So you're okay with Bob Beeler eating fake spice food and ending up in a hospital?
Beeler's in the hospital with mild sauce, man. I don't know where he grew up, him and his brother and his parents. Like, he must have just never had any spicy food his entire life, Prater. He cannot handle it, dude. He sweats, he gets red, his armpits sweat. Like, it's a mess when Beeler gets even medium salsa. Can't do it.
That's okay with you, JP.
Well, I don't want to see Bob end up in the hospital, but I mean, if Bob's going to have some chili, then it's up to Bob to maybe do a little research on the chili.
Bob Beeler in the hospital. I love. Sorry, I don't love that, but I just love the fact that. Yeah, see, I think depends how spicy it is, but if it's a spicy dish, I think you should have a little piece of masking tape on it or something, and you write spicy, like beware, or tell everybody when you do the potluck, hey guys, my chili there is pretty spicy, just FYI.
Bob thinks pepper is spicy.
Yes. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, Bob can't put pepper on macaroni and cheese. It ruins it for him. If I'm making Kraft mac and cheese, Prater, I'm gonna pepper this crap out of that son of a gun.
Love pepper.
Yeah. I'm all about
right.
That too.
Salt and pepper, or at least pepper on that, and then finally just one more. And today the plates, guys. When you have a potluck, you gotta have big plates. It's a huge buffet of glory, and our plates were medium plates today. Would it be fair or foul, Prater, to take two of them at the same time down the line and have a 2-plate lunch rather than having one plate and then going back and getting another plate?
If that's okay with you, if you're comfortable with that being you, go for it. I mean, I think the more etiquette way would be to go back for seconds.
Yeah, but then I go back and there's no more freaking meatballs left.
Well, then that way everybody got their meatballs and maybe you didn't need the second version.
Probably so. That's a good point. Good counter. JP?
I think it would be fair to go to double plate it. Just as long as you don't if you go through and there's only, 6 meatballs left, you don't want to take all 6 meatballs just because you got 2 plates.
And I won't have meatballs on both plates,
right,
but I'll have a lot of meatballs on one plate. The plates have entirely different types of food on them. Just one of those deals. And today I had to pick and choose. I got some cornbread. It was a pretty big size of cornbread, store-bought, but it took up a huge part of my plate. And when I sat down at my cubicle, I'm like, dude, this cornbread's too big, Prater. I should have got something else, man. I waste too much real estate on this plate with the stinking cornbread. And that's fair or foul here on Idaho Sports Talk. We got the news coming up. We got Rock Jocks and Pop coming up. We have Kellen Moore in less than a half hour on Idaho Sports Talk. The Idaho Steelheads. Is it time to make a decision at goalie after last night's loss? JP, let's get the news going. It's Prater in the Ballgame, Idaho Sports Talk, KTIK, the ticket.
Idaho Sports Talk with Prater in the Ballgame. So many ways to listen on